Two Pakistani-American brothers sent away by their parents 4 years ago to study at a fundamentalist religious school in Pakistan have returned to the United States. The conditions they endured are the focus of the documentary The Karachi Kids. Joining us are the film's maker, Imran Raza, and Erica Pertiera of the South Asia Foundation for Educational Reform. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Imran, let me start with you. You go to Pakistan. You have very substantial family roots there. You think you're just going over to start to work on a documentary about a madrassa. What did you find?
Well, as I walked into the madrassa, the big surprise happened when I suddenly heard two voices that were perfect American English, and you just sort of, when you're walking through and when you see the environment and you watch the film, I mean, the environment is just so different, and nobody really speaks English, and then suddenly you hear two kids saying, "Are you American?" And then there was this immediate sort of bond, because at that time they really wanted to get out of the madrassa, and so we connected on that level. And
over time, because you show this in your documentary, their attitudes change clearly as they. There's no real other way to say it, as they become indoctrinated, as they become brainwashed.
Right. I mean, they went from obviously really just fervently wanting to leave to now where they feel that it was a great thing that has improved themselves. So there's a dramatic change that's taken place. Obviously, they've been in it's an environment that they've been in for nearly 4 years.
Yeah, Erica, as it becomes clear to you once you've seen this film and hear about the plight of these American kids, in particular these kids from Atlanta, how did you get involved and how did you get them sprung?
Well, a friend of mine from California sent me the tape, and when you first see the tape of September '05 in the documentary, you're so compelled to help these boys. They're begging to get out of there. They're realizing they're missing their education, and so that really clearly moved me. And the more I helped Imran on the film, I got engaged with this issue on madrassas, and realizing that these boys are just the tip of the iceberg. We have over 600 U.S. boys in Pakistan, all over madrassas, and we still have 78 boys in that particular madrassa, and I will continue to fight. I'm planning to go to Washington next week to meet with members of Congress, and I plan to try to get all these boys back.
Yeah. I have to imagine, Imran, that the parents send these kids there, maybe with some sort of hope for religious training or who knows what. Do the parents really know what these kids are being taught?
Well, I think what it is like, in the case of this, I met the father, and essentially, he's a simple guy. He's uneducated. He's a taxi driver. He's also poor. I mean, he's not well off. And what he told me was that the reason he couldn't train them in madrassas out here is because he couldn't send them to madrassas out here was because he couldn't afford it.
Right.
But I think that what we're dealing with, which is the more important issue here, is that you have this madrassa and the leader of this madrassa taking advantage of people who are naive and don't have the resources to perhaps and sort of taking advantage of that and bringing the boys into an environment where clearly there's so many different levels of what I call re-engineering. Their personalities, their desires, everything is re-engineered. So it's quite a it's really an amazing process to watch. I mean, it's an astounding process to watch.
And we're going to encourage people to go to your website at KarachiKids.com. Imran and Erica, thank you very much for being with us this morning.